got hit hard because I was like, bro, I'm brushing. I've been scared to get on a horse, and you know, and people was hitting me up like, for Christopher Reeves and riding a horse can be dangerous and you can die. First of all, and I had to explain to him, Christopher Reeves was doing an equestrian event. He wasn't just riding a horse. You know what I'm saying? He was jumping and doing all kind of tricks on top of a horse. So I had to explain that to some people. But nah, I think Bree and Vincent, I think with them, he wants to do challenging things. I think he's doing stuff just because Bree wants it and he doesn't really feel it. And she hasn't really gotten, you know, how to urge him to do it, you know, to get him to do it, and he's doing it to please her. And my thing is, it's cool to please your wife, but it's also be adventurous at times, man. You know, there's certain things that, you know, that is fun because she didn't buck when he wanted her to go skydiving when they went to the little thing that took him up in the air. It seemed like every time she does an event, he has a problem with it or he gets frustrated. And when he does stuff, he expects her to go along with it. I mean, he's the same cat that gave her a list of things that he want to do. You know what I'm saying? A whole list. So if you want her to do this whole list, at least you could do is do one for her and conquer some of your fears. I mean, there's nothing wrong with conquering fears. I mean, I know horses can be dangerous. I know it's a 1,200-pound horse, but you got to trust the people that's there. They're professionals. That they're going to walk the horse. The lady say, I'm going to hold the ropes for you. I'll let you get on and use the stirrups. I'll let you use you know, let you use the steps. If you don't like embarrassing yourself in front of your girl, you just embarrass yourself in front of your girl by not wanting to get on a horse. You know what I'm saying? To me, I think that was like the biggest thing. I was like, yo, let's try new things, bro. It's okay. Just don't do it one-sided. You know, with the apartment thing, I'll get with that after Jack answer.
I don't know. As far as the horses, I mean, I could kind of get with what he said at, you know, Brianna was like, you know I set the date up and I didn't talk to you first. And they're not at the point where they don't know each other well enough that she can actually plan something without talking to him. You know, you might be wasting your time and your money. And I was just rooting for Vincent. I was like, come on, man, get on the horse. And when he got on the horse, I was like, thank God, you know, you got a little bit of cojones. You know, I was like, please don't let her ride the horse and you just walk the horse the whole beach. But I mean, I could understand. I've ridden a horse before, not like a lot. You know, you go on a little trip or whatever, and you ride the horse, and I could understand his leeriness. But you kind of got to get past that. You know, just try. So I was glad he tried. He made up in his mind to try. But yeah, they just gotta. Brianna has to understand that at this point, she's going to have to probably run some stuff past him. And be like, you know, hey, how's this sound? Because he did have a laundry list of stuff, but it was like regular stuff that he had. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing like that you really have to be like, okay, you could do this. You know, just like he want to go to Disney World, Disneyland, whichever one. Like that doesn't take a lot of, you know, bravery. Well, unless you don't like crowds, but you know, so yeah, I think she'd do well to talk to Vincent because he's still trying to impress homegirl. He is not trying to embarrass himself. So I'm so glad he got on the horse because that would have been totally embarrassing.
But I mean, I think a lot of that's for TV though. I mean, if it wasn't for TV, would he went on the horse? If it didn't make him look, you know, shoot, if he ain't trying to embarrass himself, some of the tight shirts he be rocking.
You know what? Don't do that. Don't do him.
Take some of those off. But I'm just saying.
He said he gained 18 pounds. He did not do that on purpose. So
you still find a shirt in the
he
closet?
Been eating good.
Find a shirt in the closet that fits. But nah. The other thing with them, you know, I think they do need to have a conversation. She's not trying to feel to move into his one-room shack or his one-room apartment. She's not feeling that at all. She's not feeling that at all. But again, they live down the street from her. She might do it just to accommodate. And my thing is too, which one to say is, if they're doing it economically, is it going to save them money and it's going to put them further along in the end game? Then it will be great for them. But if it's not going to put them further along in the end game, get him to move in with her, whichever one's best for them economically. But she's not feeling that, and he really didn't talk to her. He kind of told her that they were going to move to his apartment. And I think she was kind of shocked too. And
Turnabout is fair play, isn't that what they say?
Yeah, not in this case, but she said it. Well, you ain't at the point where you can tell me what to do. So
and she can't tell him what to do.
You can't get on a horse.
Yeah. So so they might have some issues, man.
I'm hearing that. Ooh, Chile. Okay, August, Liv, talk to me, baby.
Yeah, I just want to go backwards, and then we'll get to the horse later. The apartment thing, I think it caught Bree off guard. Like when I first saw it, it was like I told Artiga, I was like, they hadn't had that conversation yet. And he just stepped up and said something. I get where he's coming from as far as wanting to move into his place, but if her place is bigger, it doesn't make sense to move. Like, why am I going to go from a 2-bedroom to a 1-bedroom? It just doesn't make sense. But I think it's a sense of Vincent's trying to lead in a manner that around everybody else, hey, I can lead in this direction because this is fine. This is all good. But that's definitely a conversation they have to have. You know, they can't just, one person can't just speak for the group on that one. Yeah. That's something that, like, hey, this is what we want to do. This is how we want to work this out. This is why. Like, he can give a valiant effort as far as to say why he wants to move to his house. But, I mean, his reasoning, I think, is what he said was, make sure she don't cut that off. His reason was to make sure, because he likes his house. Like, that's a terrible reason to convince somebody to say, hey, we're going to move into this 1-bedroom. That doesn't make sense to me. So that's definitely a conversation they need to have. I agree. With that. So the horse thing, I was just curious to see, like, was he going to get on this horse? I think it was a cool idea, you know what I'm saying? Just because it's like, hey, it's something different. And everything like that. We don't do horses. Like, I've never been horseback riding, but that's something I do. And, you know, for him to have the fear, like, his fear was reasonable. Like, you can fall off and hurt yourself and, you know, and all that stuff. But I still feel like it was something she had planned. So it's like, hey, man, just be a trooper. Like, it's like she brought it. We was laughing while you got Jack and Glenn. You was talking because she brought up the fact that I have a fear of statues. Not saying that I wouldn't go. It's weird. I know it's irrational. Weird. It's very weird. We all have our irrational fears, bro. But it's like, but if she was like, hey, we're gonna go see the Statue of Liberty, I would be down for it. But you know, it's the weirdest thing. It's like statues make me nervous. You know, I don't know what it is about them, but it just makes me nervous. But I still would go and check it out, still would be a participant of it. Now going forward, it'd be like, okay, you know, hey, I don't want to do this much adventurous stuff, but me, I'm like a daredevil, man. You know, you got to go get it. But with Vincent, he just got to open up I feel him on the not swimming with sharks, but he just has to kind of, you know, open it up a little bit wider to enjoy themselves. So
yeah, I would just say that they're very early in the relationship to be trying to plan things and know what the other person would want to do. I get it. Bree was kind of like, let me test the waters by throwing out the horse situation, but you have to try something to figure out what this person is going to like versus what they don't like. Because like Jackie was saying, with the list of things that he gave out when they were laying in bed, those were just like, I want to go to this place. I want to visit this thing. I want to experience this thing. But none of them were actually activities. I think that once you're together a little bit longer, you can kind of, you know, navigate. Okay, he likes this, so this would not be out of the realm of possibilities of things that we would do. Kind of like just another random thing for Tommy. Once again, Tommy is a daredevil. Like, we have season passes to Six Flags. We go more than once every summer. He's a roller coaster fanatic. I'm not afraid of roller coasters, but it's not on my top tier list of things that I'm going to do on a regular Saturday afternoon. But I go, we ride roller coasters, it's okay. But I know that he has a cutoff on things that he's willing to do at Six Flags. He doesn't like spinning in circles. We're not getting on any ride that goes around in circles because he just doesn't like that. But that's something that I had to learn about him, not something that I immediately knew because we had been dating each other for X amount of time. It's something that I had to learn after we suggested, or I should say I suggested, rides that we get on, and he's like, nah, I'm not getting on that one. I finally started seeing a theme to the rides that he would not get on, And once I figured that part out, it's like, okay, we don't have to do this because this is something that you're uncomfortable with. So if we take a group of friends, I can go ride these things with friends while he goes and conquers the biggest, scariest roller coaster in the park. But same with that, there are some roller coasters that I won't get on, and he just doesn't ask me to get on because I have an irrational fear of small roller coasters. Like I don't like things that only hold 6 people. I think they're weird. I don't have a reason for it, but I just won't do it. So for that, it's something that we've had to get together on and figure out what we're willing to do, what we're not willing to do, and move forward from that. And I get the horse thing, like saying that he grew up in the Dominican Republic. A lot of times people go horseback riding on the water. You don't know what he saw as a child. He could have seen somebody get kicked off of a horse as a small kid or even as like a teenager. And he's like, nope, not doing that. Not going to catch me. So, I mean, I completely get it. But I think that they're going to have to kind of figure each other out with what they're both willing to do. Because like, I was like Brianna with the swimming with sharks situation. Like, okay, let's do it. I want to do that. But he was like, would you do that? Like he came up with something like totally left field. And she was like, yeah, I would do that. And he was like, nah, no. So she has that on her list of things that we're not going to